Today, as I'm recording this, SpaceX stock is $123 per share. The market cap of the company, $1.63 trillion. A little bit below the pre-IPO allocation price at $135 a share. Some investors are crying, others are buying, some are probably doing both. We're going to look at some research published on SpaceX recently, but first, just a quick overview of the current analyst price targets for SpaceX stock. The high from Raymond James, $800 per share. Morgan Stanley's Adam Jonas in second place at $300 per share with a bull case of $600 per share. Followed by a bunch of targets in the mid 200 range, 255, 250 times 3, 246, 239, 235. Let's get to the bottom line. There's literally currently a single price target below where SpaceX stock is right now, $115 per share. The average price target, $244 per share. Effectively a doubling from where we are as I record this. The median is almost the same at $226 a share. When was the last time anyone listening saw such a gap between current stock price and average analyst expectation so far to the upside? I've seen it the other way. Tesla stock, $400 a share, average analyst, $200 a share. But this is in reverse. It is important to understand that the incentives for analysts covering companies with their price targets, their buy, sell ratings, the incentives are not in favor of being right. The incentives are in favor of not being too optimistic. I'd never make it as an analyst. This is why time and time again, we see analysts underestimate disruptive, innovative companies. Tesla is a great example, but there are many others. Being too conservative is par for the course among analysts. Being too optimistic will make you the laughing stock of your industry. So what can we make of the average analyst price target on SpaceX as I record this, requiring the stock to roughly double over the next 12 months? And for the most optimistic price targets, a $600 bull case from Morgan Stanley, a base case of $300, and an $800 street high from Raymond James. In just a moment, we're going to dive into some research published by one of the firms covering SpaceX with a buy rating and a price target roughly around that median price point of $226 per share. Before that, some of you might be wondering, where am I currently at? Historically, I've been extremely optimistic. I'm almost done with my SpaceX and Tesla valuation models, the new complete rewrite 20-year valuation model for both companies. Still making some adjustments and tweaks to numbers, so obviously the final outputs will change. But as I'm recording this, for those of you who are curious, my bear case is below the Wall Street average. My base case, you're never going to believe this, is above. And my bull case, well, you're just going to have to wait until the model goes live to see that. By the way, I've almost finished my brand new 20-year Tesla valuation model and 20-year SpaceX valuation model. They're launching together very soon on Patreon. When they go live, prices for all new memberships will increase significantly. Join today and you can lock in current prices for as long as you remain a member. And existing members who want upgraded access, best to do that now as well before the price hikes. To join and to see exactly what's included at every supporter level, head to patreon.com/solvingthemoneyproblem or just click the link below. All right, let's look at this research via UBS. We're obviously just going to be looking at the cliff notes. 12-month price target, $210 per share. This means UBS a little below both the average and median price target, but not that much below. Roughly 70% upside from where SpaceX stock is as I'm recording this. Again, $123 per share. A couple of the key highlights from this report. Starship could unlock a total addressable market estimated at nearly $30 trillion as AI ramps. We view SpaceX as an unparalleled set of assets with a multifaceted return profile and multiple drivers of upside for long-term, risk-tolerant investors. Starship, the most advanced heavy lift reusable rocket, is the foundational technology that unlocks opportunities in launch, communications, and AI compute, creating a total addressable market nearing $30 trillion. P.S. No lies detected. Starship would effectively give SpaceX commercial control over access to space for the next decade, and we expect revenues and EBITDA to grow at rates of 70%, that's for revenue, and 90% for EBITDA, aka profits, or bullshit profits as some have referred to them, compound annual growth rate through 2031. This puts their 2031 revenue estimate at $660 billion. It's roughly 6 Teslas, by the way. and EBITDA, $512 billion, also known as $500 billion of profits, also known as an absolute fuck ton. And wait for it, while not in our base case, $210 per share. What the fuck was that? Whatever, we'll keep rolling. Nice arrow. SpaceX is uniquely positioned to exploit off-planet business models as they emerge, providing investors a call option as Elon Musk looks to fulfill his vision of making life multiplanetary. By the way, extremely well said. You can completely ignore many of the potential future opportunities that SpaceX will unlock and pursue, and just consider them a never expiring call option on the creativity, innovation, and ability to identify and seize opportunities that comes with owning a company led by Elon Musk. There is real value here in these call options. The way that I model this, and have been since I first published my Tesla valuation model, was to add an Elon multiple to a final valuation. Obviously, analysts can't do this. They'll immediately get thrown in prison for doing something that breaks the rules of investing. But I don't give a fuck because no one's throwing me in prison. Point is, they're explaining that our price target, our fair valuation, completely ignores the real value in having the never-ending call options on Elon Musk's creativity. They can't put this stuff in their spreadsheet, but at least they're calling it out as an omission. So let's summarize their near and long-term catalysts. I won't read this all verbatim. Just the bottom line. As we know, Falcon 9 currently turkey slapping the entire global launch industry. It's truly embarrassing if you're not SpaceX. These are just the facts. Starship will take this to the whole next level. Connectivity, which is uniquely enabled by SpaceX's dominant launch business. Starlink absolutely killing it. More than 10 million global subscribers today. They estimate that Starship will deliver roughly 10 times the capacity per Starlink satellite at 1/10 the cost. And just to be really clear, it's SpaceX's dominant launch business that uniquely enables Starlink. If you don't have Falcon 9 and soon Starship, you cannot, no pun intended, launch a comparable competing global internet and home cell service business. You just can't do it. They add, it's not just consumer, home broadband and commercial broadband, but also cell service, where Starlink will continue to grow and gain massive market share. And finally, AI compute. The deals with Anthropic and Google make it quite evident SpaceX AI is in the AI infrastructure, no pun intended, space. And they add, while inexpensive access to space, and again, going back to the launch business, you don't have Falcon 9 and then you don't have Starship, you do not have inexpensive access to space. So let me translate, SpaceX's uniquely inexpensive access to space opens up the market for orbital compute. And wait for it, the design and manufacture of its own ASICs through Terafab could do to compute what Starship has done to launch, and together provide SpaceX with an economic and time to market advantage in deploying and monetizing gigawatts. No lies detected. On to their pivotal questions. Can Starship achieve full reusability and 1,000 annual launches this decade? They respond, yes. We expect Starship launches to scale rapidly, exceeding 1,500 in 2031. To put that in context, by the way, that's a little less than a 10 times increase in launch cadence for Starship in 2031 compared to today's Falcon 9 launch cadence. Next question, connectivity. Can Starlink approach $50 billion of revenue in 3 years? Yes. We expect connectivity revenues to more than triple over 3 years. AI. Can the AI business approach $100 billion of revenues in 3 years? Yes. Now let's look at their near and midterm signposts. We'll speed through this. Obviously, all eyes on Starship tests and progress. The Cursor acquisition and its implications. By the way, shout out to GrokBuild. Absolutely incredible. They really cooked. I mean, GrokBuild just continues to get better almost every day. The ramp of third-party AI compute deals, which again, there'll absolutely be more announced. Not just Google and Anthropic and Reflection AI. There'll be many more. You can count on it. The next major iteration of Grok 5. The roadmap for the next generation Starlink satellites version 3, which, by the way, just to be clear, cannot be launched on Falcon 9. They must be launched on Starship. So until Starship is launching regularly, we won't see V3 Starlink satellites in operation. But when this happens, each Starship launch will deliver more than 20 times as much bandwidth, Starlink bandwidth, per launch compared to the current Starlink satellites on Falcon 9. Also looking at upper C-band auction, meaning the ability for Starlink to deliver more cell service to more people. Into the second half of 2027, they'll be looking at the first AI-1 satellite launch, closing of the EchoStar deal, meaning the ability to serve more people Starlink cell service. Colossus 3, the next major expansion of their AI compute, Starlink V2 mobile constellation launch, an ongoing market access to terrestrial mobile network assets, again just translating the ability for them to offer Starlink cell service to more people around the world. And the big one, scaling of Terafab, well worth keeping an eye on. Let me know if you guys are interested in seeing any more details from this report. It's nearly 100 pages, so there's plenty left. Just thought it was worth doing a quick little overview to see where a roughly median-ish analyst with a $210 price target, just below the median and average on Wall Street right now, is with their thinking around SpaceX, Starlink, AI, and future growth. And don't forget, anyone who wanted to join Patreon and lock in the current prices before they increase when the new model drops, you know what to do. Thanks for watching. If you appreciate the content and want to support the channel, check out the links below where you can get early access to daily videos, unlock hundreds of exclusive pieces of content, and plenty more. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion, and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.